In Lucca, since 1830, 1840, we have a wonderful water. All the people from the town, since that time, is used to come to take their bottles of water in these fountains or other fountains spread in the town. The water is really fresh, come from the mountains, as you can see. Look, you can drink easily this fresh water. But, just in case you don't like the water, we have a solution. If you follow me, you will discover it. The solution for you is just one: wine. And we're in Tuscany. We have a wonderful wine. But the shop in the same square where you can find the fountain is one of the biggest of Italy. Vanni owns more than 100,000 bottles of Italian wine that is coming from all over. And now we're going to discover how we can see the bottles and where they preserve the bottles. Now we enter, and we can already smell the flavor of the wine. Here is Mr. Vanni. But now we go at a lower level, a sort of a secret level. Underground, in the cellar. It is like to find treasures. Champagne, bottle of wine. And we are underground in a place that originally was made also to guest olive oil. Because around the corner, just behind all these hundreds and thousands of bottles coming from Piemonte region, Veneto, Liguria, Campania, right here, come with me, you can see these old containers that were made to guest inside, to save inside the olive oil. All this was restored in 1805. There is a sign that then we will show you. But even now, look, Anno Domine 1805. And then look the old bottles of Barolo, of Brunello di Montalcino. These are wine for connoisseurs because they are really old, like 1988, 1962, and so on. But here is the place where we can even taste the wine. And I remind to you that being in Tuscany, we have super Tuscan wine and also Chianti wine. The problem is, which Chianti, which label? Look, all these different type of Chianti. Many of them are very famous. Many others are not so well known, but are all good. And finally, my favorite one. It means Brunello di Montalcino. With Turislucca, we can organize wine tasting inside this place. And with Mr. Vanni, or the colleague of him, the best connoisseurs, I can tell you in this area, we can let you taste varieties of wine. And another time, we will have the chance to have the flavor of Lucca, the taste of Tuscany. So I am with Simone, a very good connoisseur, and every day he is here to explain to the clients all the quality of wines that you have seen around here. Simone, which is the characteristic of this shop?
Okay, here we have a wide selection of wines. We have about 4,500 different labels of wine. First of all, from Toscana and from Piedmont, the two best renowned and well-known wine regions of Italy for red wine. And we have a big selection of Chianti Classico. About Tuscany, Chianti Classico is one of the best wine terroir of Tuscany, one of the few wine districts of Italy that can be really compared to Burgundy for the complexity of the variety of soil, of climate, of weather of the place, and so inside the same district we can have a big difference of wine. From Piemonte, this cellar is famous for old vintage of Barolo and Barbaresco from some of the historical winery of Piemonte. It is very important for us, our first rule to work. We want to taste each wines before to buy and before to introduce here. Here, almost every day, there are wine producers, winemakers. They come here with the bottles because they know that we want to taste wines before. We prefer to look for natural wines, so organic or biodynamic wines, because we know that the expression of the grape and of the interpretation of a specific terroir by the grape is developed by the natural conduction of the vineyards.
So it's just a wonderful experience here in Vanni shop. And as you can see, we have experts to suggest you the best choice. Thank you.